I received an interesting question from a blog post that I put up recently. The blog post was about successful parenting and successful marriages, and that I challenged that in order to really be a successful parent, you first have to have a successful marriage. So one reader posted a comment on someone's Facebook, and they asked, well, what if your spouse says, I'm too busy for you, I don't have time for you, I'm too focused on the kids? It's upsetting to hear that someone is too busy to focus on their relationship. And while it's wonderful that they're so focused on their children, it's not an excuse to not spend time with your spouse. There are two reasons why it's important to spend time with your spouse and how that doesn't take away from the kids. First of all, it shows your kids, when you're devoted to your spouse and when you show that your marriage comes first and that your marriage is your priority, you set a structure up for your kids, a structure of safety, to know that the two of you are working together, and that really builds a peaceful home. It also gives them a good role model for themselves in their relationships and when they eventually get married one day. The second thing to consider about someone who's focusing too much energy on their spouse, on their children, is what we call an imago exits. An exit could be a conscious or an unconscious way of escaping the relationship. Spending time with your children is a great example of an unconscious exit, which is seemingly harmless, but takes away the energy from the relationship. Why do we exit a relationship? When things are uncomfortable, when it's easier not to deal with them, we would rather avoid them, we find other things to do to bide our time. It's like if you have a deadline approaching. So if you're stressed out about it, and there are other things that you'd rather be doing, like busy work around the house, cleaning the dishes, so you're more likely to clean those dishes than to work on the project that you really need to work on. So too in a relationship. It's sometimes uncomfortable to be in a relationship, but if you avoid it and find something else to do, then the relationship problems will continue and the gaps will increase between you and your spouse. So while it's important to spend time with your children, it's definitely important to focus on your kids, and one should never neglect their children. It's also important to spend time with your spouse. And that time with your spouse will not only be valuable for your relationship, but will be the best gift that you can give your children.